please rise. For our next one. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. My name is Greg Polgears, and welcome to our February 2nd, 2026 council meeting. First, Amy, do roll call, please.
Mr. Arlinghouse?
Here.
Ms. Berger?
Here.
Mr. Dethridge?
Here.
Mr. Dietrich?
Here.
Ms. Knockhazel?
Here.
Dr. Rhodey?
Here.
All right, first on our agenda tonight will be the approval of the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Councilman Roding and Councilmember Dietrich, first and second. Any discussion, any changes? Motion to approve?
I have that.
Well, they already did that, so
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next is the approval of our minutes from the January 12th, 2026 meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Councilmember Berger?
I'll second.
Councilmember Dethridge, which is the second. Any discussion, changes, etc.? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That motion carries also. Next, our agenda is citizen guests. Would anyone like to address council this evening?
I'm going to speak first.
Okay. Please come to the podium and state your name and address.
Okay. Hi, my name is Christy Kirsting, 266 Allentown Drive, Fort Mitchell, Kentucky.
Okay.
Am I supposed to
Go
say
right
that?
ahead.
Okay,
Tell us
okay.
what you need.
Okay, so I would like to address the sidewalk issue on Beechwood Road
Okay.
when the snow is happening.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. So I'll give you my 2 cents on that. And this is something I think we do need to have further discussion on. I don't know what the solution is at this point. So Edwin King is our city administrator. He is gone right now. He's serving his 2 weeks training with the U.S. Coast Guard right now. So when Edwin gets back, we'll have some more detailed conversation about that.
Well, I did quite a bit of research on what Fort Mitchell already has in place.
Mhm.
So it's already in the code
Yes,
that
we
it
do have
is.
an ordinance that requires
Yes.
the sidewalk in front of the homeowner's property is
Yes.
to be cleared by them.
Yes.
So
Yes. So is there any way that the Fort Mitchell city, however we can do it,
Mm-hmm.
either remind, a lot of people I've talked to, they don't even know that this
Sure.
is in place.
Okay.
I personally didn't even know that this was
Right.
in place until my kids needed to walk to school in a foot of snow last
Right,
year.
right.
So I'm not sure what the, it's all here.
Sure.
I looked it all up. It's all stated in the Fort Mitchell handbook and the codes that it is the responsibility of the homeowner, but it's also, people keep saying, well, it's a liability, which I understand, but it's
Right.
also, it's like a liability for the walker and it is for the homeowner.
Exactly. So here's what I'll tell you. Here's what I know so far. And I'm not an attorney, so bear with me. So as you stated, we do have that ordinance in place. Now, from what I've been told by other attorneys, not the city of Fort Mitchell, is that if you leave your sidewalk snow covered, then a walker can recognize, hey, there is potential danger there. That way the homeowner has no responsibility, no liability. If they clear the sidewalk and maybe there's some ice left that you don't see as a walker, then at that point the homeowner has some liability. So that's where this all gets tricky. So again, with that being said, I do have some ideas. I'm not quite ready to present them yet. But I think at a minimum, I think the city can do a better job as far as communicating this to homeowners.
Okay, because there are penalties for not doing it as well, which is stated in the Fort Mitchell codes.
Correct.
So if there are penalties in place, it's not really there's no harm in reminding homeowners.
I agree.
There's no harm in, the families who are right in front of Beechwood School that are in the school zone are not shoveling their driveways. It's up to 3 people, maybe 4 or 5, to shovel. And I know that there's probably more. I'm aware of that. I don't know who exactly is doing it. And I know it's not anyone's like, if we need to come up with a plan where if people can't shovel their sidewalks, need help, like, we are willing to help. It just can't be put on certain people when there's tons of kids walking to Beechwood. And yes, most of them maybe are not walking in really cold weather, and yes, most of them can probably ask for rides.
Sure.
That's not really the issue
I
here.
understand.
But there's a foot of snow out there, and I'm out there shoveling. Not my responsibility, but I do care about the kids. And I know that most of Fort Mitchell does too, based on all the comments that have been received.
Right.
And I know I reached out to you last year about the same issue. So the same thing is being brought up. And I know that I've commented on Kim's post as far as like help, because I know that the city does perform sidewalk work on parts of city sidewalks, or I'm not sure who owns those sidewalks, and we've reached out to the swim club, and they're not willing to participate in helping as of yet, as far as I know. But I wanted to do some research, because if it's already in place, why can nothing else be done? And most of the people just don't know.
Sure.
I did see, and Greg and I communicated a little bit, City of Covington put out a really nice reminder
Yep.
that we talked about that I think we can do in the future. And then I also saw in a friend that's in a Covington group, their neighborhood, they got together and did like a snow shovel train or something.
Yeah.
Something like that, maybe we could help, communicate that or something to that, because there's a lot of sidewalks. And when I saw what you and some other people and a school board member did to get those clear, I'm like, that's amazing. That's,
Right.
What needed to happen. We did do the one along Dixie, but that's our responsibility, But yeah, I think we can come up with some creative ways to definitely remind people, but then hey neighbors, let's get together and do this,
Yeah, I think the community wants to help, and they're willing to help, but we need help. I can't be the spokesperson for the Beechwood sidewalks, because no one's gonna listen to me. I have no say, and I don't know, I did my research on some rules, but obviously I'm not a lawyer. But I can help,
Sure.
but I need more help,
Sure.
I guess.
Well, and that's one conversation, kind of to Kim's point, that's one conversation I also had with the school board member who was out there volunteering. And that's something, I'll be very frank, I don't know as the mayor, if I say, hey, let's start volunteering, I probably should probably can't do that as the mayor.
Yeah.
But I could do that as Greg Polger's the resident, and I would be absolutely interested in
Well,
taking a look at
yes,
that.
okay, and so that's great, but how do we enforce these codes that are already in place in the handbook of Fort Mitchell? I mean,
My
it says,
understanding, and
it's all here.
I agree. I understand what you're saying. To my understanding, and Olivia, this is probably something you and I need to discuss at a later point, I'm going to say. But it's my understanding that ordinance it's an old ordinance.
Okay.
And I think there could potentially be some conflicts with KRS. I think, so. Let us take a look at that if you would. And I'd
That'd be great.
happy.
I mean, if
there
it
are
needs to be
conflicts-
rewritten, we
Yeah,
need to
I
rewrite
think if
it.
there are conflicts, that's something we can take a look at updating and getting that language cleared up.
Okay,
Because I'm with you. I agree there's an issue there. And it's more complicated than people realize.
I believe, I've
So
tried,
it's-
yes.
But we are happy to take a look at that and see what we can do.
Okay, yes, I just feel like if it's in here and it's stated and no one
Let
knows,
us-
then,
So I think two immediate things we can do is, A, we can communicate better as a city. B, I can get with our city attorney and take a look at that, see if there's something we can do to clean up the language. And C, Greg Polgers as the resident can say, hey, let's all get together and work on this. So,
okay.
all right.
All right. I think that is a good solution as of yet. Is there anything else that I can do as a resident to help this? Because if it just needs to be, if we need to clear up the language as main roads, not I'm not sure, but,
I'd say
what can
not
I
right
do
now,
at this
unless
point?
council has anything to add, not right now, but with that being said, I'd be happy to stay in touch with you.
Okay,
I can give you my contact information if you want, and we can stay in touch on this.
okay. Yeah, because last year I just never heard back anything that could have been done with
Okay.
the same, issue. So if we can start a conversation with that, I'll be happy to contribute and come to these meetings as a resident and see how we can get it cleared up for the kids, because I can walk in snow, but my 5-year-old
Sure.
has a hard time walking in a foot of snow. He
Understood.
likes to play in it for sure, but I mean, there's got to be something we can do.
And I think too, just you as a resident in that neighborhood group, say, hey, guys, this is us, like, well, can you handle this section, like that, the Covington Seminary Square group I saw, it was like, somebody got a text thread together and say, hey, can you handle from this address to this? Because most of those people have kids walking to school, but some don't, you know what I mean? You know, I don't know, that might be a start, especially if it's snowing coming up or something like that but we can communicate it better.
Yeah, it would be great, because the school zone especially, if we can just get the kids to DeVille, like, there are a lot of parents who pick up there. If we can just make it more clear that, like, we do need help. Like, don't rely on other people, unless you actually do need help.
Yeah.
Like, there are people with snow plows that live across the street that they can get
Sure.
on this.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to me. I hope
Absolutely.
I didn't take up too much of your
Yeah.
time.
No,
Perfect.
greatly
Thank you.
appreciate you coming up.
But
Knocked it off.
I
It's on my
will
list.
be back next month to follow up.
So,
do.
Thank
while you're
you.
looking into that, we also have walkers that walk to Blessed Sacrament. So I think if we look at both schools, if,
Yeah.
since we're
Be happy to
going
do
to be
that.
addressing Beechwood, I think we should
Okay.
look at both schools.
Okay,
Yes, I agree.
Thank you.
thank you very much. Would anyone else like to address council? Okay, moving on, the sixth item on our agenda tonight is executive session. So, would anyone like to make that motion if we go into executive session?
I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
And then, you
Do you have to read it?
Need to read the,
It's on the.
who's ever making the motion? Reads it correct, Amy, or do I read? Yeah.
We need to? Okay.
Yeah,
Pursuant
read the
to
full.
KRS 61.101F, discussion which might lead to the appointment, discipline, or dismissal of an individual employee, member, or student. Is that good?
That's
Good?
Thank
Okay,
you, ma'am.
thanks,
Do we
Greg.
have,
I'll second.
first by Dr. Roding, second by Ms. Berger. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
So, as far as people here, will we be coming back
We
and
will be
discuss?
coming back, we will return. Voice vote's fine, correct, yep. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. Now, I will, if someone would like to make a motion,
About the state attorney's report?
City attorney's report is next.
oh, yeah, you do that, right? You're killing me. All right.
All right, so first up on the city attorney's report this evening, we have municipal order 2026-03, which is the discussion or appointment of a new council member. So this one, it says motion needed, but that is, of course, only if the council does want to appoint a new member this evening to its council. You do not have to, but if you do not do so within the 30-day period, as a reminder, that authority then does go to the governor. So at this point,
I will accept the motion.
I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Brad Leak to serve councilmember 4 years, remainder of his term.
Okay. Councilmember Nocasel, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second, Councilmember Dietrich, do we have any discussion? Okay. Without any questions or discussion, Amy, will you take a roll call vote, please?
Ms. Nocasel?
Yes.
Mr. Dietrich?
Yes.
Mr. Arlinghouse?
Yes.
Ms. Berger?
Yes.
Mr. Dethridge?
Yes.
Dr. Rhodey? Yes.
Motion carries. I'd like to welcome Mr. Leak to council. Mr. Kraus, I do appreciate you submitting a resume. With that being said, please stay in touch with me. If you'd like to get more involved, I'd certainly welcome those conversations, okay? All right. Thank you very much. All right.
next up in the city attorney's report, we have ordinance 2026-01, which is a mid-year budget amendment for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2026. This is the second reading, so we will need a motion.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve? Amy, I'm sorry, first off, Amy, do you have anything to add to that?
No, we went over the changes
Being a second.
last week, or the last meeting, and it was adding a tip fund was one of the main things, and then we had some expenses that have come up. There was some administrative ones. What else was there? There was some fire salaries, and turnout gear changes. And I think there was some road, like Prather drainage was added on the road fund. And then there was some separation of some roads.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
First is by Councilmember Dethridge. Second is by Councilmember Berger. Do we have any questions or further discussion? Okay. All in favor?
We do a roll call.
Oh, the roll call vote? Okay, Amy, please do roll call vote.
Mr. Dethridge?
Yes.
Ms. Berger?
Yes.
Mr. Arlinghouse?
Yes.
Mr. Dietrich?
Yes.
Dr. Roding?
Yes.
Ms. Nocasel?
Yes.
Motion carries. All right, and that is it for the city attorney's report. Now moving on to my report. Currently down in Frankfurt, there are 3 pieces of legislation that I'm concerned about. I would encourage everyone, if it so moves you, to reach out to our legislators. The first one is House Bill 75. House Bill 75 eliminates property tax. So as you can imagine, that would have a disastrous impact on many cities across the state. The second is House Bill 276. House Bill 276 is known as the chicken bill. So the chicken bill, essentially, at the state level, will allow residents to own chickens. Fort Mitchell allows chickens now, so I don't have a problem with the premise of that. What I do have a problem with is that it's taking away local control. This is currently handled by our zoning. The third bill is Senate Bill 112. This is in regards to Airbnbs. So this bill, again, would legalize Airbnbs across the state and take away local control. I think at the local level, that's how we know how to handle this best from a zoning standpoint. So I'm very much opposed to all 3 bills. The last 2 things on my report, I'll let Chief Nader get into these in more detail. But the SRO contract with Blessed Sacrament has been executed. So we're good to go there. And we have, he has not started yet, but we have hired a new police officer to backfill that position. All right, and that is all I have in the mayor's report. Do I have any comments from council members?
So these bills that you were talking about,
Yes.
like, are any of them proposed by our local legislators or, okay?
I take that back. House Bill 276, which is the chicken bill, that is proposed by Steve Doan out of Burlington.
Okay. And the SRO position, is that from somebody that's already on the?
Yes.
Okay, they've already
Yes.
filled that position?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. So we have a current, again, I'll let Chief Nader get into that more, but we have is that Officer Meyer? Correct? So Officer Meyer will be moving over to Blessed Sacrament.
When does that start?
February, do we know? We don't know yet. First couple
March?
weeks in March.
Okay.
Okay. Any other comments from council? Okay. Let's, next is department head reports. Chief Nader, might as well start with you.
Yes, we have a new officer. He's a lateral officer, comes from a neighboring city. He has plenty of experience. He'll start on February 17th. He'll be sworn in. We're hoping this training will go quick since he's familiar with this area and stuff like that, but we don't rush anything, so we think 2 or 3 weeks to learn our streets, and then we can move Officer Meyer over to Blessed Sacrament. So I'm hoping first or second week of March, depending on how the training goes.
Okay.
Is it going to be just like Beechwood where they're back in the summer and holidays and stuff? Okay.
Correct, yeah.
Cool.
So that'll help us backfill for vacations and when we have to do our in-service training and such.
How long is the contract for? Do we have it yet?
It's a 3-year contract.
It's 3 years? Okay.
Yep.
So right now, we're buying equipment and everything needed. Some of it wasn't totally budgeted for because we didn't know it was going to move there, but trying to find the best pricing.
Okay.
Any other
Anything
questions?
else for Chief Nader?
It did help also that we put out the snow emergency a little bit earlier, saying we were going to do it. We didn't have to ticket as many cars during this snow. Again, we don't want to ticket cars, but when the snow plows can't get through their streets, then that's when we go knock on doors, ask you to move the car. If you don't live here, well, you're getting a ticket.
Everybody was safe during the snow though? Good.
So
I
it's
think
going to be,
that's-
there's
to
some
your
minor
point, I
accidents.
think that's the best I've ever seen, Chief. As far as cars off the street.
I
Yeah.
think so
that's
too.
not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the word spread the first time when we had to ticket everybody,
Yeah.
because we were stuck. We try not to. Again, we try to knock on doors and ask people to move their cars. When possible. So get your registration equal to your house if you do live here. We'll find you.
Chief, out of curiosity, did the vandalism at the children's home kind of come to a resolution?
Yes, that was worked out between the school, not the school board, but the orphanage and the individual parents. So law enforcement didn't have to take action.
Good, good.
Good.
So everybody's satisfaction. I made sure of it. Next. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief Nader, thank you very much. Chief Slusher, do you have anything?
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Just a couple quick things. So our crews have been up at the Grandview House that you guys have, 251 Grandview that you've graciously given us to training. So we spent a lot of January prepping the house for some more advanced training scenarios. So the staff wanted me to again to extend our gratitude to you guys for allowing us to train up there. We'll be up there pretty regularly for the next 2 months, we're going to tear the heck out of it. So again, it's a great opportunity, so thanks again for that. The one thing I want to let council know is we are currently down 2 fire engines. Both of our pumpers have maintenance issues right now. So if you walk out in the bay out there, you'll see a county spare pumper. It's a lime green truck out there next to the red ones. Both of our engines, one has some transmission work that needs to be done, and the other one has some radiator repairs that need to be done. Kind of bad timing. They both kind of broke at the same time, but we anticipate having one, if not both of them, back by the end of next week. So, but if you see the unfamiliar truck in the bay, that's what it is. That's all I have.
Okay.
Any questions for Chief Slusher?
No.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Chief. Mr. Tuis?
Two quick items. There's an RFP out right now for some shade canopies up at General Ormsby Park. That's generally been the biggest complaint that we've received is that parents are around the playground area watching their kids, and there's really no hiding from the sun right there. So we're planning on installing at least 2 shade canopies, depending on how proposals come back, but just a shade canopy with some benches so people have a place to sit and just get a little reprieve from the sun. So those are due this Friday, and the intent is to have that installation this spring. So, and other than that, just want to thank the Public Works crew for their work in the snow this last event. Chief Slusher and John Heeman also helped out on that one, and just a 31-hour shift, taking breaks for sleeping and getting some breaks when they needed to, and getting some food in them. But I mean, it was a lot of hard work and dedication, so definitely want to recognize their efforts. And we got round 2 coming tomorrow, sounds like. So I guess
All squared
Just a
away.
quick hats off to the entire crew, and I happened to burden Chief Slusser for a couple hours on Sunday, and it's also hats off to the residents that got their cars off the streets. Unless you're in the middle of a truck and you understand what pushing snow is with all the distractions and everything else, it really makes a difference getting your cars off the street.
We're all squared away for tomorrow, and Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, we're in good shape with salt.
Yep. Yeah, we budget for roughly 300 tons of salt, and we only use 60 tons in this event. So, I mean, being able to stay up with it, I know just driving around some of the other areas and everything, I think we did a pretty good job on keeping our streets as clear as possible. So,
I guess I do have
Yeah, go right ahead.
one thing. I was down in Lexington chiseling out my daughter's car yesterday, and I know like a lot of the country got hit with a lot of ice, and I guess I'm just wondering, I don't know if there's an answer, but is that something that we would be mildly prepared for if, let's just say it wasn't snow, but if we got that 3 inches of ice?
if we did, I don't think there's anyone that would be very prepared for that. So,
I just want, I know that it seemed like the city of Lexington probably struggled with this on that, and I just wasn't sure if.
Well,
yeah, I did hear Lexington got it bad, and I knew it was because they got a lot of ice versus the snow. So,
Yeah.
we definitely lucked out compared to other part of the countries when it comes to ice. And as Nick and I discussed, when it's this cold, salt is not going to do a whole lot. If you get the sun out, that'll help, but with these temperatures, it's not very effective.
Yeah, great.
Nick, I have something, I was grateful that we hired somebody to shovel the sidewalk along Dixie Highway. I'm wondering if, tonight when I was driving here, if you're heading southbound, the bus stop that's sort of right by, like between Kroger and Sunoco, like that sidewalk at all was not cleared, and the gentleman with his groceries waiting for the bus was pretty much standing in Dixie Highway, which was not safe. I'm wondering if, like, moving forward on big snow events, if we could clear bus stops a little bit.
okay, makes sense.
to-
Yeah.
You know what I mean, just to, not, it doesn't have to be the entire side, but just so they can get to the bus stop. I mean, it was like in the highway, so.
Nick, I'm assuming they don't maintain those as far as snow removal, do they?
Yeah, I would assume not. I mean, it's Dixie Highway, so it's kind of state, but I don't think
State.
that would be an issue for us to kind of
Okay.
handle something like that.
Okay.
Seems to make sense.
Okay. Thank you, Nick. Does anybody have anything else for Nick? Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Mr. Christofield?
Thank you, Mayor. Sticking with the snow theme, we did put something out about an hour ago just saying that we may or may not call a snow emergency. It'd be nice if people could go ahead and move their cars off the streets. With that being said, just as a reminder, when we do put stuff out about snow emergencies and when we resend them, they are both on our website as far as when we declare it and when we take it back, as well as our e-newsletter. And then on social media pages of Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Threads, and X, as well as our digital sign outside the city building, and we also contact the media. A couple of events coming before the next time we meet. I think the next time we meet is a planning session on March 2nd, but then after that, as far as TV goes, it'll be March 23rd. So 3 events before March 23rd. The first one is our St. Patrick's Bingo for Fort Mitchell seniors, 55 and up. That'll be Tuesday, March 10th at 2 o'clock here at the City Building. Then we're trying something new this year. We're going to try this 3 times, one in the spring, one in the summer, and one in the fall. We're going to do a hike at Highland Cemetery. It's a guided tour from Bo over at the cemetery, as well as the lady that's in charge of the walking trails over there. We're going to try something new. There's going to be more information about that coming, but that's going to be on Saturday, March 14th at 2 o'clock. And we will put more information about that because the cemetery would like to keep it to maybe about 20 people. So we're going to have people sign up and send an email to me, and the first 20, I guess, that sign up, and then we'll close it and see how that goes. We may increase that next time, but being the first time, they kind of wanted to just like to narrow it to 20 people. But again, we plan on doing another one in the summer and then in the fall. And then lastly is our egg hunt, believe it or not. That's going to be on Saturday, March 21st at 10 a.m. up at General Ormsby Mitchell Park. That's all I have.
Any questions or comments for Joe? So Joe and I discussed it. I feel like that Highland Cemetery Trail's a nice little hidden gem in our city. I don't know how many people have walked it or seen it, so I think that's a great idea that you're doing that, Joe. All right, thank you very much, Joe.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Ms. Gunter, do you have anything to report?
No, I don't have anything to report, except we did send out W-2s, so you guys should be receiving them in the mail if you haven't already. If you haven't, give me a call. You can also print them off Acorn, too.
Any questions or comments for Amy?
No.
With that being said, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
First by Councilmember Dethridge, second by
Dr.
Dr.
Roden.
Roden. Any discussion or comments? I'm guessing no. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.